welcome back to the channel. If it's the first time you're touching down on this channel, welcome to Small Feet Big Heat. We talk sneakers, we talk streetwear, and everything in between. Back in April, I picked up a trio of sneakers off of eBay. It was a really important purchase to me. These were the sneakers that introduced me to the sneaker game, put me on to sneaker culture, the patent leather Air Jordan 1s from 2003. If you haven't seen that video already, it is in my Heat Rewind playlist on the channel. I'll put it somewhere over here and I'll link it at the end of this video. But I say all of that to say, while I was looking for those shoes, I actually stumbled across another shoe that I've been looking for. One that's not as old, so this isn't a Heat Rewind, but it is fire nonetheless. You can see the box isn't in the best condition. There's holes all over the lid, holes in the side of the box, and it's definitely rough all around the edges, but that's not what matters. What matters is the shoes inside are dead stock, and I picked them up for only $90, which I think is a steal because I looked up how much these were going for before I sat down to film this video, and they're actually going for anywhere between $180 to $275, which I think is ridiculous, but let's go ahead and get into it and you'll see what I'm talking about. If you were not collecting sneakers or you weren't a sneakerhead back in 2016, you might not know what these are, or maybe you were a collector but these just didn't quite make it to your radar. It is the Nike Lab Air Force 1. Back in 2016, Nike was using their Nike Lab line of products, like really promoting it heavy. It was something new at the time. It was supposed to be Nike's fancy shit, you know, the better quality products, the more exclusive stuff, and that's exactly what these were supposed to be at the time. I wouldn't say they were like as limited as an Off-White, but they were not as general release as the Flint 13s or Concord 11s or something like that. There was definitely, you know, a little bit of mystique around the shoe, I guess you could say. It released in this colorway. There was a green, I believe, like an olive green, and there was also a black. Hopefully I'm remembering that correctly. These did retail at a hefty $150. Now, back in 2016, I was freshly graduating college. I did not want to drop $150 on an Air Force One, no matter how fancy it was. So I did pass on them back then, but it is a shoe that I just mentally filed away, you know, in that sneaker file cabinet that we all have back there, as a shoe that I wanted to pick up later on down the line. It's a pretty simple Air Force One, but I'm a sucker for Vachetta tan. I always have been. So you have that fancy Vachetta tan all over the upper, the white midsole, and surprise, surprise, on the outsole it's actually this white and clear combo with the Nike hit. You have two Nike hits actually, one here and one there. Let me flip it over so that you can really see it. So you have Nike with the check, and then there's a smaller one that I'll get in the B-roll right inside here. If I'm keeping it a buck about the quality, it is better than your standard Air Force One, but not as good as the leather on my Cactus Plant Flea Market Air Force Ones. I'm sure this was above standard back in 2016, but now the quality just kind of falls flat, and that's okay because I didn't pick it up for quality. I picked it up for look. This is going to be a great fall time shoe. I'm really looking forward to styling this with some outfits. If you're interested in seeing a how I style my Air Force Ones, drop that down below in the comments as a video that you want to see. I've been thinking about doing it for a while, and if the interest is there, I'll definitely put that out there for all of you. Let's go through the details on these shoes. On the back, you can see there's no Nike Air branding on the back heel tab. There's no Nike branding at all back there. It's just blank. I actually kind of like that look. On the front of the shoe, on the tongue, there's a tag that says Nike Sideways, and that's about it for the tongue. It doesn't say Nike Air, just Nike Sideways. On the inside, you have another hit of Nike branding. It says Nike on the insole. And of course, on a pair of fancy Air Force Ones like these, there's a leather sock liner and a leather tongue. Nike also opted to do without the metal doubre that's normally here that says Air Force One. That is more of a sporty look. I can see why they chose to remove it from this shoe, since it is supposed to look a bit more lifestyle. It is a very minimal but well done shoe, and honestly, these are the kind of pickups that I love, sneakers that other people may have forgotten about, but I still have tucked away in that sneaker file cabinet of a memory that we all have. It's what makes sneaker collecting fun. It makes your collection interesting, sets you apart. Yes, there's other people who obviously have this shoe, but not this shoe in combination with everything else that I have. Sneaker collections are individual, but that's for another video. We're not going to get into all of that right now. I'm going to go ahead and roll that on foot footage, and I'll be back with my final thoughts. how does it feel having these in hand 4 years after their initial release? I will say I am happy that I picked them up. Definitely happy I was able to scoop them at $90. That's a steal. I mean, from $150 to $90, you can't beat that. If any of you are interested in picking these up, there are still some pairs on eBay. Price is dependent on size, of course, so I don't know if you're going to be able to scoop yours for $90, but they're definitely below retail, so check that out if watching this video made you want a pair for yourself. I will say quality control, I'm going to go ahead and give it a 7. It's not too great, but it's not terrible either. Air Force Ones are a staple in my collection. The more the merrier, and I've been loving all the new interpretations and colorways coming from Nike for the Air Force One in 2020, but this is one I had to reach back and get. I don't know which color lace I like better, the white or the tan. I think some baby pink laces, like some real soft pink laces, would really set these off. Y'all know the linen Air Force One is my all-time grail as far as Air Force Ones go. Those never released in my size, so I'm just going to have to keep chasing that one, keep it at the top of my list. If y'all enjoyed today's video, remember to like, comment, subscribe, show a small YouTuber some love, and I'll check y'all out in the next one.